is up, BetaWave family? Welcome back to Breaking Waves. This is episode 6. You are listening to your boy, DeVaughn Taylor, aka _Daddy Disco on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm sitting across from my lovely co-host,
Man Dan. Hello, and it's so good to be back.
Yeah, man. This is the first episode 2022. Hope everybody's having a good year so far.
What a year it was in the past, right? Woo!
It's so funny that everybody was like, all right, we got past 2020. Everything's going to be so much better next year.
It was a ride, my friend. I literally, especially like the start of last year with the insurrection, it was literally a shit show to begin with, and it was an amazing ride. I'm not going to lie, though. I had a decent year. I got to start this podcast with some of my best friends. I had an all right year, but it was wild.
I mean, we still had so many positives. I mean, Moonrise was kick-ass. I mean, we threw our first BetaWave and Friends show as well in 2021. We made lots of music videos and all sorts of other stuff. I mean, 2021 was still a good one. It was just very wild.
Yeah, it was a wild ride. We are here. We are better than ever, and I'm ready for 2022, baby. Bring it on.
I'm ready for 2022 as well, but before we sign off on 2021 completely, we do want to do a little recap. Like we usually have our segment of what's keeping you wavy, but this episode will kind of be a full episode on that. Recapping some of our favorite forms of media that
it's
we've
a
been
whole
consuming.
year of waves, some big old swells that kept us feeling good the whole year long. I mean, honestly, when we decided to do this, when we were talking, I was like, this is such a fun idea. The things that kept us inspired or like that took us out of the moment, maybe if we needed to like get a little break from it all, like these are the entertainment that did that for me and you.
Yeah, 2020 was a little bit rocky as far as like, so many movies got delayed, things weren't filming for a while, people not putting out as much music. So it's like 2020 we did kind of have a dip in like things, but it's like 2021 we've learned how to work under these conditions again now, and then like it's kind of getting back to normal. Like people are back in the movie theaters, people are releasing regularly again.
We're starting the choo-choo train back up.
Yeah, so 2021 we did get quite a few things. So what we're gonna do today is we have our favorite movie, our favorite music album, our favorite TV show, and then something that kept us positive throughout 2021. So, Dan, you want to kick it off with your favorite movie of 2021?
Of course. So this one came to us late in the year of 2021, and it was Paul Thomas Anderson's Licorice Pizza. Have you peeped this yet?
No, I have not gotten to watch it yet because it's only in theaters right now, and I just hadn't gotten around to it. But I am super excited for it. Tell us a little about it.
Well, it's just so pretty to look at. He is just a prolific director, writer. He wrote and directed this movie. It's kind of a love letter to the Valley. He grew up in like the Valley here in Los Angeles. What is the Valley called? Is there
San Fernando?
Yeah, San Fernando or something. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's the Valley. So it's a little love letter to that. It's about this kid, actually, he's Gary Valentine. He's like 15 years old, and he kind of has this falls in love with this Elena Kane, is the name of the gal, and she's a little older, so she's like 20, 21 in the movie. And so it's just kind of this give and take of like what's appropriate. This is kind of a weird like teaching moment of like first love in the San Fernando Valley, like 1973, and it's such a fun ride. It's so pretty to look at.
Yeah, it seems like it's just kind of like one of those hangout movies where you're just like kind of riding along with those characters, right? Like,
yeah, and you fall in love with him right away. The writing especially, and like the way the movie looks is just, it's beautiful. Like it's one of those movies where like I swear, like, I'll pause a movie, like, when I watch one now, like, 16 times to do stuff or, like, look at my phone. But, like, I did not do that once with this flick. I was, like, started it, I had to pee one time, and then I watched it through the rest of the way. It was awesome to watch. It was such a fun ride, and it was just a nice little love letter. I really think Paul Thomas Anderson is going to break the seal of the Oscar win. He's finally gonna win an Oscar with this one.
He's floated around. I haven't seen too many of his films. I still haven't even watched Boogie Nights. And I do
need to stop right now. No Boogie Nights.
I knew that reaction was coming. I should have been prepared.
Don't
for that.
say it. Everyone's disappointed in you, especially me. Okay, we're having a movie night. I'm bringing the popcorn. Unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely gonna. Maybe I'll double feature that and Licorice Pizza together.
You know, it's really good. And I was gonna say this movie has that vibes, that Boogie Night vibes, and it's one of his best movies ever. I mean, Boogie Nights is probably maybe in my top 10 of all time movies. It's such a fun ride. It's great. Well, anyways, he's a great director. It features the two stars, Helena Haim. She's actually in the musician here in Los Angeles with her two sisters, and both sisters are actually in the movie as well as her sisters.
Love them.
So it was just well casted. And then the other guy, the kid, Gary Valentine, is actually Cooper Hoffman's kid.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid. So obviously Anderson has done a lot of movies with the late and great Philip Seymour Hoffman. Lord bless his heart. And then there's a fun Bradley Cooper cameo. There's actually a lot of cameos in this movie, and I don't want to ruin it all for the people that haven't seen it, but you need to go and see this movie. It's a fun ride. It will transfer you back to another time, and I really hope he wins an Oscar for either directing or writing, because both of them were fantastic.
Yeah, I will have to give it a look-see here pretty soon. And your movie, probably more people have probably seen it. Well,
no, duh. You're a savant of the craft of filmmaking, but that's fun. That's why I love talking about this stuff.
I mean, I seek out the weird and interesting. I'm a horror guy mainly, and this film is a horror film, but it's also more of a drama as well. It is a French film, actually.
Oui, oui.
It is called Titane. This is.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm so excited that you picked this freaking movie. I want to see it, but I'm so scared to do so.
This is for a movie, if you are looking for something that's not your typical film, this isn't a mainstream pick or anything. This is a indie film festival darling.
Well, stop for a second, because I heard they got snubbed for an Oscar nod, because a lot of people were saying they should have gotten a nod, right?
It won the Palme d'Or in Cannes, which is the award for the best film of Cannes. So it did win that award. So yeah, it was very surprising that it didn't get any Golden Globes or Oscar nominations, which, we thought we were past that when it came to foreign films getting awards, with Parasite.
Parasite just won, yeah.
And people are starting to watch a lot more foreign film, but it is still that kind of barrier. I don't even think France chose Titane for their international Best Picture pick either.
Wow.
I don't think. I can't remember for
sure. All right,
sure.
Enough about the awards. Tell us about the flick.
Yeah, it is the second film from a director, Julia Ducournau. She directed a film called Raw, which is like a coming-of-age cannibal movie.
I actually saw this.
It was on Netflix, so a lot of people did watch that one.
Friggin' insane.
Yeah, so she is an incredible director, so only her second film about this woman who has a special connection to cars after being in an accident as a kid, which she has sexual attention with the cars. If you've heard anything about...
Oh my God.
If you've heard anything about this movie, it's one, the character is like a serial killer. Two, she has sex with a car and gets pregnant with a car baby. But that's only... But that's only a footnote.
A spoiler alert!
No, it's not. It's not a spoiler.
There's more after the child car birth.
This movie is like two movies in one, and most people know the first half of it. It's the serial killer. She goes on the run after killing a bunch of people, and then she meets a man, and she takes the identity of his missing child, and then so really the movie is about this connection that they form between each other, and about just unconditional love, about found family. It's just very interesting being told through this lens of body horror, but then it's also this character that is a full-blown killer, so it's like gives you these interesting feelings of empathy towards the character, but very stylish film.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I saw the I've watched the preview probably 5 times just because it's so pretty to look at. Like, it looks amazing. Like, simply for that fact, I want to see it.
It's very stylish. It's shot very well. Julia Ducournau has great taste in music. There's a Future Islands needle drop in the movie that is just phenomenal. I love Future Islands, one of my favorites. So she has a great taste in music and where she places it, but then the score as well. It does have some, there is some grossness and there is some violence, but I wouldn't say this is anything.
Or with people to see it, is it like totally gore, like crazy,
No.
or is it just more makes you feel uncomfortable type of stuff?
I mean, it definitely makes you squeam a little bit, but it's not gory though. Like
sometimes I like to scream.
if I had to put it like on a scale of like 1 to 10 of like fucked up grossness and like
Okay.
weirdness, I'd put it at like a 6.
Oh, okay, that's ingestible.
That's
I can ingest
reasonable
that, yeah.
for even people that don't watch
a bunch
you
of
know,
wussies
yeah.
like me.
I mean, you said it, not me.
Okay, exactly. We are all thinking it. I especially, and everyone should go see this movie. I'm dying. I cannot wait. Thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Yes.
Is it back to my turn now?
Yeah, it would be back to you. We're gonna switch it up to the music realm and talk about our favorite album of 2021.
Favorite album. So this was particularly hard for me because
Lots of music.
There was a lot of albums that dropped. Like you said, there's some stuff was pushed back to 2021. Pushed forward to 2021 from 2020. Anyways, I guess I'm kind of picking the album that surprised me the most, that I enjoyed, that I didn't think that I would as much, and like listened to just a ton. It was Wolf Alice release Blue Weekend. These guys are amazing. Have you listened to Wolf Alice at all?
I mean, I know them. They're one of the few bands that kind of have that classic rock sound right now, like as far as modern.
Yeah, exactly.
rock
They have a
goes.
really cool modern rock. I mean, they might be one of the best bands in the UK, honestly. And their live performances are literally insane.
I have seen them live actually. I've
No
seen them
way!
I saw they were the opener for somebody like 5 years ago, but I did see them.
I saw them like 5 years ago as well. Anyways, Ellie Rossell, sorry, English names, you know what I mean? Like they're hard. And then Goff, Audie, those are kind of like the two duos. They both play guitar. She also plays bass. They're like the headliners / co-vocalists. They're just so good. Their music is so tight. This album is super fun. It goes from like there's manic songs to like easy listening. It has a little bit of everything, and that's what really I love about an album that's cohesive. That you feel so many different experiences on so many different tracks, and it's one of the few albums you can listen to top to bottom, and you want to hear every song. Like those are rare and rarer
Yes.
these days.
Yeah, I mean those are definitely when you can listen to something front to back, that makes, at least for me, the most enjoyable experience overall. We want all gas, no skips, all gas, no skips.
I'm tired of skipping. I want all gas, like Titan. I'm sure it's all gas.
That movie is all gas.
It's just
Straight
light
up.
it on fire, but do not light Wolf Alice's Blue Weekend on fire. Just listen to it and enjoy it because it is really friggin' good.
Yeah, I will definitely give it a little bit of a listen. They're not a band that I actively listen to a ton, but I do love.
Dev, this is
I
why
love
we
the
do.
vibes.
This is why we
This
do
is why
this.
we
You know what I
do
mean?
this.
We're opening each other up to new experiences.
Yeah. I want to pick someone a little bit more under the radar.
Here we
that
go.
I really want to get bigger, and I feel like 2021 they took a really big step towards that. The album is "I Know I'm Funny" by Faye Webster. If you've heard of her.
Faye baby. Okay, Kay.
I love Faye Webster. She had an album come out a couple years ago, Atlanta Millionaires Club, and I really enjoyed that record, so I was excited for her follow-up. Faye Webster has a very interesting like genre mashup. Like I call it, like she like mashes together like elements of folk, but then also R&B. And you wouldn't think that those two go together.
Okay, my ears just pricked up when he said folk music.
Like
look at me, I'm a folky freak.
Cause like her music, like she does a lot of like, cause her very first album was like straight folk like stuff. But then I guess living in Atlanta, this hip hop R&B influence that like kind of creeps into her music.
And I think we can agree we both love a good mashup.
We do.
Right?
And she very much is like honed in on this very specific sound to her. Like there's lots of slide guitar and traditional instruments, but they all have this very nice laid back groove to them. She has this very soft and tender voice. It's just a very great album. And then she released that album and then did a live album at Electric Lady with songs from this album. So with the live in the studio with her full band, sounds so good. I listened to the live version more than I listened to the album one, actually.
Oh, that's super interesting to me.
I listen to it a lot. Like it's my perfect whenever I take Cal out in the morning and we do our like long walk in the morning. It's perfect for like those vibes. It's nice early in the morning, sunny, and gives you just those warm feelings. But a lot of the songs are also like very melancholic love songs as well.
And you're a romantic at heart.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, she has a song called "In a Good Way," which is like you make me want to cry in a good way. And like
that is goosebump inducing.
We know that feeling, you know. Lots of really great tracks on here. Better Distractions, kind of. A really great album, but like I would even recommend the live version even more than the studio version.
Well, I feel like there might be a little more umph in that live version, a little more soul. Like you can really feel it. Like
very much.
Well, it's like us recording this here. I love doing this in person way more than over a Zoom or having this all mixed. You know what I mean? We get to get the mess. We get to play in the mess a little bit, which is fun.
I mean, that's like whenever I'm like trying to find new artists and stuff, like that's how I find them a lot of the time is I'll like go on YouTube and find live performances, because then I'm like, now if they can do the live performances, then I know I'm gonna like the studio version, and like
they can make the rest of this work. So this actually, I hate to get off topic real quick, but that made me think of, you are like so good at finding new artists. I'm curious. I'm honestly interested. Maybe some of the listeners are as well. Like, what is your process for going online and finding somebody new? Do you hear it from a TV show, or like what happens?
Yeah.
Like, how do you?
I mean, it's a little combination of both. Like I definitely like multiple times throughout the week, I try to make it a point to like take like 30 minutes out of the day just to like try to find stuff that I'm not listening to regularly. So it's usually just going through playlists on Spotify, or if I'm watching on YouTube, I'll do the thing where it's like I'll watch a video by an artist I like, and then I'll kind of look over in the
recommendations for the next one
and be like, all right, let me check this one out. Or like if there's sometimes like people will pay to have their songs be like a full ad before videos, and like sometimes if I see a music video and it's like an artist, I'm like, yeah, let me watch this ad. You know, they paid for it, I might as well take the time to listen to it, and maybe I might find a new artist. And sometimes I find them that way.
They took the time, and we would love to get some ads on our stuff here soon as well.
We're working.
No, but I feel you. Like, I feel like a lot of people get in this, like I get into a music rut where I'm just listening to the same crap over and over and over again. But you're right, you got to go into the mentions, look at related artists, and take 20 minutes, 5 minutes even, and just try out some new stuff.
Yeah, and we are trying something at BetaWave to help out with that specifically. We have a BetaWave weekly playlist that we drop every Monday. And
this is something that's really fun, and we're going to start pushing that this new year.
So every Monday, we'll have a curated playlist of 10 new, fresh tracks that we found. I've been curating the playlist.
This is a
the past couple of
lifesaver.
weeks. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times I go to a place, everyone's like, Dan, you DJ, your name's Music Man Dan, and then I play the same stupid crap the last time I was there, and I look like a fool. I'm BetaWave playlist will help with that problem.
Yes, I mean, there's nothing better.
We're doing the work for you, honestly.
Nothing better than kicking off the week with some fresh tracks. But to switch it up from the music department, we are in the golden age of TV shows. I do find a lot of music in TV shows. You did make a good point there, but so much TV going on in the world right now. I don't watch as many TV shows. I'm a movie guy, but I still have a few of them that I've really enjoyed. What was your favorite show from the year?
So I probably watch more TV than you, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Like, honestly, I probably
we
can say that comfortably that I have a TV addiction. This one was also, it's so hard to pick one. Dev, I know you probably had the same problem as well, but I kind of just decided to go with the one that made me feel the best. 2021 was a hard year at times, and this show is just syrupy sweet. It's relaxing. It's funny. It's heartfelt. It's endearing. It's How To with John Wilson on HBO Max. So he's a documentary filmmaker, and this guy he literally just walks around with a camera every day of his life. Like he videotapes everything in his life, like literally everything, and he's super funny. I mean, like even just the tagline of it's like an anxious New Yorker who attempts to give everyday advice while dealing with his own personal issues. So like titles of episodes would be like how to be spontaneous, how to find a parking spot, how to remember your dreams. And so like an episode will start, they're 30-minute episodes, so super easy, ingestible. So like it will start like how to find a parking spot. It will be like him like buying a car in New York and like literally trying to find a parking spot. But then it'll go down this other like crazy avenue and he'll end up in Florida at the guy who invented Monster energy drinks mansion in Florida. Like serious, like the places that it ends up and like the things that you feel like while watching it, you'll laugh. You're like, this is interesting. This is crazy. Like, where did he get this footage? And it's all, he's barely in it himself. Like him, like his actual physical being is barely in it, but he narrates the whole thing. And it's just such a fun watch. Like this will be one of those things where like I'll watch like Secession, like a show about like the most awful people ever, and you're like, I feel gross.
You need a palate cleanser.
Yeah. It's like this is like my before bed. It's Sunday night. I might have the Sunday scaries. I want to watch something sugary sweet and just tuck me into bed at night. And that was this for me. It's season 2 is out. I think there's a couple episodes left in season 2, but definitely check it out if you haven't. It's such a fun watch.
It's always good to have a nice hangout show in the rotation.
It really is. And like, I love TV so much, but like this one's like, this is one of the ones where like I make it a point, and like this is one of the only shows too where like I watched the season like 3 times. Like I hardly ever do that with TV. Like rewatch a season, but like I've literally watched this multiple times, and it's so fun.
Which is a good sign. I have the like opposite problem with my favorite TV show right now. Because like I said, I don't watch a lot of TV shows. If I did watch, most of the TV I watched this year was trash. Like
what do you mean? Oh, like reality?
Reality trash.
Yeah.
Like Fuckboy Island, Bachelorette, like
it's
all that stuff.
popcorn TV, baby.
Which is whatever. But a new show that just premiered this year, and it's like just now wrapping up season 1. Is a Showtime show, Yellow Jackets.
OMG. I just started this, binged it because I had COVID 2 weeks ago and I couldn't leave my apartment.
Yellow Jackets is so good.
Thank you for bringing this up.
Like Yellow Jackets is really great because I think in the age of binging, when we can just like watch a whole thing forward, we kind of lose our appreciation for like shows that really generate that like water cooler talk. Like it's after you watch the episode weekly. Like once you're caught up, but then it's like you watch the episode weekly, and then it's like you have that week to like talk to your friends about like
I want to give a quick
and
peek behind the curtain here. I had no idea what Dev's picks were going to be, so we are literally going to talk about this the second we stop recording because I'm on pins and needles.
We have to because
tell the people a little bit about the show.
If you haven't seen Yellow Jackets, it's a show about it follows. There's a high school soccer team. They are on their way to the national championships, and their plane crashes in the Canadian wilderness. And they are stuck out in the wilderness for 19 months. But the way that the show goes it's told through 2 timelines. The 1996 timeline, where the girls are trying to survive in the wilderness, and then the present day timeline where you see the survivors of that accident as adults and the
dealing
things that
with all the crap,
dealing with the consequences, because obviously some shit goes down in the woods.
Let's not give away any stuff because
we will not give anything away, because that is like what the best part of this show is it's one of those shows where you're coming up with your theories on like what's gonna happen, who's what, who is pulling certain strings.
It literally feels like multiple shows in one, and the thing that this show does really well that's hard to do is dealing with multiple timelines
and the balance. It's so good.
It's so well curated. Like there's just the editing on it and like the way it flows. The flow is amazing.
The flow is great, and what's really awesome too is when you have
all the girls and all the main characters are so good.
You have a character, you have the teenage version of a character, and then you have the adult version of a character, and like the way that they casted them together,
really
they casted
good.
all the adult adults like perfectly. You got Juliette Lewis and Christina Ricci in here,
God.
which
Love
I mean,
them.
I'm Team Natalie is easily
Right
my
there with
favorite
you, big
character.
guy. Yeah,
Easily
right
my
there with
favorite
you.
character. But it's so great, and it gets dark. You know, it's like they're dealing with
This show's right up your alley, baby.
wilderness stuff, and like I wouldn't say this is outright a horror show because it's not. It's like it's a thrilling drama, but it does have elements of horror that it has enough of it to make me happy.
No, I was gonna say I think it gives just a little sprinkle of that kind of horror genre. It feels a little campy, right? When you're watching, like it does feel like a little indie, and that's kind of what I loved about it too, because it just feels different. It was just such a fun show to watch.
Yeah, so it's really good. It's just like I said, like it's just so great to like sparking those conversations, and like I always feel like that's like a really good hallmark thing of a TV show. I'd say Succession was probably the biggest like water cooler show of the year, but Yellow Jackets should not be slept on.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets is coming in hot. Unfortunately, it's on like Showtime, and nobody has that damn sign. I hate Showtime. They make the worst shows. This is like my favorite Showtime show.
That's my thing. Actually, I feel like Showtime makes a lot of great shows, but they are terrible at marketing their shows.
Yeah.
They do not freaking the Jim Carrey show.
Dev, I swear to God, using Showtime's interface on the show, it's the worst thing. I feel like I'm using an interface from like 2007. It sucks.
Hey, it's better than Peacock's interface, so I'll say that.
Okay.
But like,
Well, now-
Showtime has had some good shows. Kidding and Black Monday.
I
are
love
fantastic
Kidding.
shows.
Sorry. Shout Kidding.
Fantastic, but yeah. So check out Yellow Jackets. It's finishing up
Such good
season 1,
pick.
so you can binge it all now. And not go through the torture I've been doing of going week to week. But
Dev did come in here like he was all sullen. I thought it was because something else. No, it's because fucking Yellow Jackets season finale is still like 2 weeks away.
yeah. So and so to close out our little 2021 recap, because again, 2021 was a very wild year in general.
A lot of ups and downs.
We wanna close out the year on a high note. And just something that has kept you positive throughout the year that you want to tell the people about.
Yeah, we talked and we're like, we should have a little, either something funny or like something positive at the end. We decided to go with like our favorite kind of positive little story that we liked, or something like that gave us a little light. And for me, it was just that, we distributed over 8 billion vaccinations. And maybe the vaccine wasn't everything they promised us, okay? And that's okay. I think it saved a lot of people. It gave us a lot of hope. I mean, darn, I had a friggin' great summer. Like, I think a lot of people did.
Oh, yeah. Like, I definitely felt it made me feel a lot more comfortable about enjoying myself.
I think that did that for a lot of people.
To do stuff, and like, yeah, even if it's, like...
It got politicized. We all know that, blah, blah, blah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it gave us a glimmer of hope, and I still think it is still saving people right now to this day. So kudos to the hardworking scientists that like cracked that code and got the funding that they needed to do that. Also, to piggyback on that, scientists revealed that cheese is actually not bad for you.
That is probably a more
We both love
important
cheese.
development here. That's a more important development.
Do you think so? I knew you would think this is more important.
No. I mean, I spent, the first
Can I just
part
get an
of
injection of cheese, please?
Maybe that's the key. Maybe it's the
What-
key.
What kind of cheese, though?
People have been too lactose intolerant, and that's why everybody's getting sick. Is because you're not having enough cheese, okay?
You need to have more cheese. What is your favorite cheese? If someone is holding a gun to your head, what are you saying?
Pepper jack or brie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love a sharp cheddar. It's so versatile.
Classic.
and it has that bite, and I love that bite.
A classic choice. But yeah, that is a very big thing from 2021. I even spent the first half of 2021 working at a vaccine
Oh my God, I was
site,
going to say, yes, you helped
like-
vaccinate half of Los Angeles for
Yes,
crying out loud.
Me personally, I was going door to door with syringes myself.
Unabated, not paid, just door to door with the needles like, would you like the vaccine?
On my personal vaccine crusade across LA. That's exactly what I was doing in 2021.
Oh man, it was great. Everyone got safe.
Yeah. So my positive thing for 2021 is, I work in a bar, And I spend a lot of time listening to adults talking about a lot
gross.
of all the things going on in the world. So it's like, it sometimes sucks that it like feels unavoidable, like all the different political things or what's going on in the world.
You're going to hear something you don't want to hear.
You know who's not talking about vaccinations and things like that? Children. That's who.
Wait, so your positive thing is kids?
I'm getting it more specifically. So there's 2 Instagram accounts that I follow, and one of them is called Recess Therapy, and it's this guy Julian that goes around. He's a comedian, and he goes around and he just has a microphone and a sound pack and a camera and just asks little kids questions.
Oh,
and
cute.
just like the pureness of the random things that kids say and their energy, like. You know, like it very much like helped keep my sanity this year. Like when I just like needed a good laugh, I would either go to this page, and then there's another Instagram page called Live from Snack Time. And it's like
I love snacks.
It's like the Overheard LA page where it's just like quotes, but it's quotes from little kids. So just like ridiculous things that little kids say. Like I can't show a video of recess therapy, obviously, but I can share like
Please
a Live
one.
from Snack Time. So like it's just certain things, like just random things that little kids say. Like this one, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the kid answers, part cookie, part cheeseburger. This is from a 5-year-old. And
I want to be part cookie, part cheeseburger.
Who doesn't want to be part cookie, part cheeseburger?
That's the whole thing. You got everything there.
So it's like, you know, like I just really love like the pureness, the innocence of kids, and like again, like they're not corrupted by just the sadness going on in the world right now. They are still living their life and saying whatever they want to say. And
we should all have a little more childlike, what was that? Vision, like, you know, wonder, like let everything doesn't have to be so darn serious, right?
No, exactly. Like
life can be as simple as eating a cheeseburger and a cookie, gosh darn it.
Exactly. So if you just need a quick little laugh in your life, if you need a little pick-me-up, just go to one of those pages and
eat some cheese and read some funny tweets.
And eat some cheese on top of it. Your mood will like instantly be lifted. At least it did that for me.
I love that. Well, hey, we got a lot to look forward to this next year. I'm so happy and proud and stoked to keep doing this with you.
Yeah.
And BetaWave to the moon, baby.
We have such big things coming in 2022 that you guys just don't even know about yet, but just hop along the train, ride with us, and we promise
you won't regret it.
It's going to be a groovy time. So, 2022, we are going to keep burning along with this podcast. Next week's episode, we will have a guest. We are talking to Sam Barbera of Beginners. Super stoked on that.
Sam the Barbarian. She is freaking cool, dude.
Cool, super cool gal. You guys don't want to miss that interview, so make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like to watch it in video form, or if you just want to listen to our voices, you can hear us on Spotify and Apple Music as well.
Hey, thank you, Daddy. We love you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Here's to one more year.
Here's to another year of Breaking Waves, another year of BetaWave. My name is _Daddy Disco on Twitter and Instagram. And where can the people find you?
Music Man Dan, baby, on the IG. And we'll talk to you soon.
Stay wavy, y'all.
Bye-bye.